Hello everyone, and welcome to your favorite primetime show that gives you the news you'd actually care about. It's trending now, and I'm your host, Eddie Sheehy.
And I'm Hannah Smith. Well, yesterday was the Super Bowl Sunday, so you already know who won and all that stuff. Therefore, Eddie and I are going to tell you all the funny, interesting facts you didn't know about Super Bowl Sunday.
Fact number 1. I make one heck of a queso dip at a Super Bowl party. Now, let's move on to our first story. Every year, the Super Bowl is the most watched event on television. About 100 million people tune in annually to watch what is arguably the biggest sport event around, at least if you're in America. But how much do you actually know about the Super Bowl? If you're a sports fan, you probably know a lot, but here are a few Super Bowl facts you may not already know. First, the University of Wisconsin was the college that was best represented at this year's Super Bowl, with 6 alumni in the game. 2 of those players were from the Patriots, and 4 of them were from the Seahawks. Now next, because the Patriots won the Super Bowl, each player on the team went home $97,000 richer. Now don't feel too bad for the Seahawks though. Even though they lost, each one of their players still got to go home with a cool $49,000.
Speaking of the winner, you no doubt know the trophy the winning team receives is called the Vince Lombardi Trophy, which is named after the legendary head coach of the Green Bay Packers. But did you know that the sterling silver trophy is made by Tiffany & Company and weighs about 7 pounds? Or did you know that the very first Super Bowl, which was played in the 1967 between the Green Bay Packers and Kansas City Chiefs, was the only Super Bowl to be televised on 2 networks, CBS and NBC, simultaneously?
Hannah, did you watch the Super Bowl this year?
I did.
Who did you want to win? Let's start here with our basic thing. Who did you want to win?
I was actually really indifferent because I really didn't care about these 2 teams. So, but I would have to say I leaned with like the Seahawks a little bit more because I'm not a fan of the cheaters.
Yeah, no, I was definitely going Seahawks. I don't like the Patriots anyways. So I was definitely going Seahawks. I was really bummed out. That was a terrible ending for a Super Bowl, but it was definitely an exciting game compared to last year's. Last year's was so boring. The Seahawks just ran up the score like crazy. So this was definitely a much better game
to
watch. Now, did you do anything fun for the Super Bowl?
I went to the Rooney House on campus and hung out with the Rooney Scholar, who is here from Scotland. And we just had a really good time. I'm pretty sure he was kind of bored with the game, really
Probably.
not.
It's
their kind of football.
It's not as fast necessarily as like soccer is, but American football is still numero uno. Yeah. You can't deny that.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
But you know what, Eddie?
What?
That wasn't the only Super Bowl played yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
What other Super Bowl was played?
Now, the Super Bowl wasn't the only game played on Sunday. Team Ruff and Team Fluff went head-to-head in the 11th consecutive Puppy Bowl on Animal Planet. This was the first year the game featured 2 teams and an actual scoreboard. Team Ruff ended up coming out on top with the score of 87-49 after Team Ruff took toy after toy to the end zone. The game even had baby goat cheerleaders on the sidelines and, of course, a halftime performance from none other than Katy Furry.
Oh boy, I can't believe I'm about to read this. Big names from the game were Henry, a 12-week English Spring Spaniel mix, and Falcor, which is a weird name for a puppy, a 14-week Clumber Spaniel. Both ended up tying for a Puppy Bowl record of 4 touchdowns. But it was the Shih Tzu Kara that won the game MVP with the fan vote. Kara caught everyone's attention right off the bat once she blocked Steve the Chihuahua's Steve the Chihuahua mix from scoring a touchdown. Team Ruff and Team Fluff will definitely be back next year with more adorable moments. But if you missed yesterday's game or you just want to watch it again for some reason, you can check it out on demand right now. Okay, puppies are adorable.
Yes, they are.
Can't take that away from anybody. But I'm always confused as to why this is a real thing.
I think it's great. I watched it the first week. I didn't watch it this year, but I watched it like years before, and it's just like a whole bundle of cuteness everywhere.
Like today, John Fisher on RMU Live was out doing his investigative reporting, man on the street thing. And somebody and a man said, no, I did not watch the Super Bowl, but I did watch the Puppy Bowl. And it blows my mind that this is an actual thing that actual people actually spend lots of time on, and now they're scoring it, and they have MVPs and goat cheerleaders. It's
great. I think it's absolutely amazing because you have all these little puppies just playing everywhere, and they have kittens. And
your voice dropped like 6 octaves talking about puppies. Did you realize that? I still don't think this is real. So let's go back to talking about the actual Super Bowl.
That was another one.
All right, now the Super Bowl. It's probably one of the most exciting and entertaining days of the year. Sure, you've got the actual football game and the commercials to look forward to, but the halftime show is probably the most talked about 15 minutes during the whole day. Now this year, Katy Perry was headlining the halftime show, and my verdict is, much to my surprise, she actually did pretty well. But let's not forget, folks, that this is the age of the internet, and no matter how awesome something is like that LED stage, there will never be a shortage of naysayers and haters on Twitter.
That is especially true for the halftime show this year. Twitter reported that near the end of the halftime performance, roughly 284,000 tweets were going out every minute. Some of them were positive, some of them were negative, and others were just plain funny. That's why we decided that we would try something new and present to you guys our favorite tweets about the halftime show. At Seth Meyers said, being in the stadium gives you a whole different perspective on the halftime show. They just euthanized the lion.
That lion was the coolest part, I think, of the halftime show. I did not in a million years expect her to come out on that lion.
I didn't either.
Okay, now, this next tweet, though, brings up a very important point that I made at the party. Now, @Jeannie Gaffigan said, do you think that the lion cares that she's singing about tigers? Last night, I said that. I was like, why is she riding a lion and singing about tigers? And everybody at the party was like, no, that's a tiger.
I thought the same exact thing. It is a lion.
It has a mane, okay? Now, this next tweet from @MarkSLucky is great. It likens Katy Perry's dress to something we have all seen before on Mr. Will Ferrell.
@Ron Ruggles said, best dancing shark since the West Side Story.
That hashtag left shark blew up on Twitter, and I couldn't believe that many people cared about the sharks. But they did. Maybe Leah Fleischer will be back later in the show to talk more about it. You'll have to stick around to find out. Okay, and then we move on to what is probably my favorite tweet from the entire night. @DoomQuasar said, it's brave of Lenny Kravitz to admit that he experimented with heterosexuality. I think this one's hilarious. Lenny Kravitz was like my favorite 30 seconds of that entire thing. So I was happy to see that. And it's funny.
I just know him from the Hunger Games.
Okay, well, he's also a very good singer. I'm going to school Hannah on what Lenny Kravitz is actually famous for. So coming up after the break, Hannah and I are going to be taking a look at the Super Bowl's biggest moments. Of course, by that I mean the commercials. We've got the best and the worst, so don't go anywhere.
the Red Sea. They need to be able to feed themselves. Penn State couldn't beat the Colonials in a game. It truly was a shame. And then Sacred Heart pioneered.
The RMU Century Media app is your mobile resource for all news Robert Morris. With access to campus news, RMU sports, and lifestyles, as well as RMU radio and RMU TV, the RMU Century Media app allows you access to all the information you need, no matter where you are. You'll have access to thousands of articles already online, and the new ones that are added daily. Download the RMU Century Media app for free today.
Hello, I'm back. How are you?
I missed you.
I missed you too. Choo choo! They're a train that keeps on rolling. Who would win in a fight, Ditka or a hurricane? I swear, each year could become a feel-good movie for the whole family. They just aren't losing. It's a shame, isn't it? Do you know how to tame a tiger? Either grow up with them or keep one as a pet like Mike Tyson.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure being by your side.
Okay.
As we mentioned earlier, about 100 million people tune in to the Super Bowl annually. That's a whole lot of eyes fixed on one place, so it's no surprise that advertising during the event comes at a premium this year. A 30-second spot during the Super Bowl roughly costs about $4 million, or if you break it down, $133,000 a second.
Now, companies spend an enormous amount of money advertising their products and services during the game, so it seems only right to break down the best and the worst commercials that happened during this past Super Bowl. So we have our list. Let's start with the best commercials. Number one, I think best commercial, Snickers commercial. Do you agree?
I do not agree. My favorite wasn't even on that list.
Okay, well, let's talk about this Snickers one. You got Danny Trejo talking to the Brady Bunch. I love this, situation, and they used an actual Brady Bunch episode, and Marsha, and it was, I love this one.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'd say this would be my second, but I was just so upset my first one wasn't on there. But this one was really good.
Okay.
It made me laugh.
Okay, and then the next one would be the Budweiser commercial. You know what one I'm talking about, the puppy and the horses?
We watched that in class today. It was everybody loved it so much.
Every year, Budweiser just does something with a puppy and a horse, and people like it. They don't do anything different.
People love animals.
They don't do anything different.
You love animals, right?
They don't do anything. Tell them what the next one is.
Well, the next one is the Squarespace Jeff Bridges.
I really like this one because it was like Jeff Bridges whispering to people, and then at the very end it's like, go to this website. So I went to the website and downloaded his entire album, and I listened to it all today, so I knew what I was talking about. It's just like an hour album of Jeff Bridges whispering into your ear to go to sleep, and there's one called You're Awesome or something like that, and it's just Jeff Bridges whispering you're the best driver in the entire world to you, and I love it.
I actually missed this commercial.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on to dreamingwithjeff.com and download the album.
Guess we'll have to go there, guys.
It's amazing. What's next, Hannah?
Esurance Breaking Bad.
Esurance Breaking Bad. Esurance had a few of these throughout the night where they were playing off of this they did Lindsay Lohan. And
yeah, I liked that
White.
one.
Same thing. I thought those were kind of cool. I didn't get them at first, but then as the night went on, it made a little more sense to me. And then the last one on our best of list, we have the Clash of Clans. That's hard to say. Clash of Clans, Liam Neeson's
I do remember this one
commercial. I missed the first half of this commercial, so I didn't get it. I thought it was like a Liam Neeson Taken 6 trailer or something like that, but I liked it. Yeah?
Yeah, you start off the worst ones.
Okay, next one. The Jublia toe fungus one when this came on, we all thought this was like a mistake and they were playing like Channel 11's commercials again. But this actually legitimately, look how gross that is. That was legitimately a commercial that they paid $4.5 million to get in there.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. And
It
I
is
don't
disgusting.
get why toe fungus commercials need commercials anyways. Like if you have toe
Agreed.
fungus,
Go see a
shouldn't you-
doctor.
yeah, you
Go
should
see a
probably
doctor,
just
guys.
be cleaning that up. You shouldn't need prompted by a commercial to do something about that.
I agree.
All right, what's next?
Next up is T-Mobile Kim Kardashian. I thought this one was awful too.
Okay, this, I want you to notice right here on her lower third, it just says famous person. They couldn't even come up with what she actually does in life. She's just a famous person. But I agree with you, Hannah. I think this is so stupid. Do you think Kim Kardashian's run her course?
Yeah, I'd just say, let's let her go, guys. Come on. The Kardashians, what is the big deal with them? Who cares?
I don't get it either. The next worst. This one's surprising, but it definitely deserves to be the worst. On the worst list, at least. The Doritos middle seat airplane commercial. Doritos every year has such good commercials because they let the fans do something.
Yeah.
And this one was just bad.
I wasn't too thrilled with it either. You know, I'm used to Doritos having like good, really good funny commercials, but this one was just kind of really disappointing.
And usually they use these Super Bowl commercials like over and over again throughout the year. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see this commercial anymore.
I agree.
Hannah, you want to tell them what our last worst commercial for the entire Super Bowl was?
Yes, and I would say this is the worst. It's the nationwide Make Safe Happen.
This commercial is such a hot mess. Because you got this little boy. Look at him. He's got all his hopes and dreams, and he got his first kiss, and look how awesome this little kid is. He's flying planes. Look at his smile, Hannah. You see his
smile? He looks so happy. He's sailing a boat. This sort of
With
reminds
his
me of Life
dog.
of Pi here.
He's just, look at this kid with his future.
I know.
His future all ahead of him. But guess what, Hannah?
He died.
The kid is dead because of like some bathtub accident or he ate like the Tide Pods. This is my favorite. A TV fell on him. What the heck was Nationwide thinking?
It was absolutely awful. We were all just watching. He was like, oh, this could actually go somewhere, you know, and be kind of cute. And then he's like, but then I died. And it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I thought it was a Coca-Cola commercial. Then it got so depressing. This was such a depressing year. Such a depressing year. Shame on you, Super Bowl commercials. Shame on you.
All right. Well, let's leave that behind. So stick around after the break because we are going to find out how much Delaney and Aaron actually know about football, which I'm going to guess and go with not so much. So don't go anywhere.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back.
Are you with your friends? That's lame.
We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about?
Something I did?
Are you on your way to the
I'm
mall?
lonely.
Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Ross!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblams, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby?
Susie? Don't worry, that's just the power of the art!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit americansforthearts.org.
You ever think about buying a bigger place?
Just waiting for a visit from the credit fairy. There is no credit fairy. How else will I get a better credit score?
Look, you keep your credit card balances low and only open a new card if you really need it.
No fairy?
There's no magic to improving your credit, but there's help, and it's free. Go to creditfairy.org.
Yes, ready, ready. Oh,
Come on, Randy. Animal shelter, here I come. And no, I'm not crazy or emotionally damaged. That's a stereotype. I just belong to a total loser. I'm a good dog. So if you want a pet, adopt. And if you see Randy, tell him he dropped his wallet.
Welcome back to Trending Now. I'm going to sign this entire segment like that lady at the beginning of the Super Bowl. Now, football, it can be a complicated game, and your chance to impress your friends with football knowledge this year, it's over. But it's never too early to get a head start. So, to help you with that, Aaron and Delaney in this week's installment of the Trending Now Corner, they're going to go and they're going to teach you some football lingo. Pay attention to this.
All right, guys, welcome back to this week's episode of The Corner. I'm Delaney.
And I'm Aaron.
So this week's episode is all about sports. And with the Super Bowl being yesterday, we are going to attempt to learn some football terms. So
both of us don't know much about football. I mean, Delaney's a huge hockey fan. I just watch a little bit of every sport, so I don't know much.
So we're going to play a game where we've got a list of 10 terms, and we've got their definitions. So we're going to pull out the definition, read it to you guys, and then we're going to say which we think it is. All right, so here we go. We'll pick a good one. So this is the location on the field where the football is spotted and the next play begins.
Do you want to go first?
All right, I think it's line of scrimmage.
It's definitely line of scrimmage.
Let's see what it is. It is line of scrimmage.
We
awesome.
could look at that.
Yes. All right. This is a pass that is caught by a football player on the defense.
That's an interception.
I was going to say, that isn't an interception.
These are pretty basic terms.
Yeah, these are. So we're good. This is good. This is good.
These are for people who usually just watch the commercials.
Yes.
During the playoff.
Like the people who are like, I'm here just for the halftime show.
Yeah.
This is for you guys.
I'm here for Katy Perry. A football play where the defensive team rushes more football players than usual to try and sack the quarterback. I know it.
I'm going to say blitz.
It's blitz.
Is it blitz?
It's
yes.
blitz.
We are killing it. Like, I did not expect to do this well.
Are we going 10 for 10?
Okay, when with either a fumble or an interception, one team loses possession of the football to the other.
That is a...
Is that a turnover?
That's a turnover.
Turnover, let's see. There we go.
Look at that.
We're killing it. I really was not expecting to do this well at all.
We should do this for like rugby or something. I'd have no idea what I'm doing. A penalty that occurs when any part of a football player's body is beyond his line of scrimmage when the football is snapped. What?
I want to say offside. Is it offside?
Oh yeah, that's offside.
Is it?
That's offside, yeah.
Dude, I had literally didn't know it. You
gotta
think about it. You gotta think about it.
I mean, it was a hard definition.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to understand. That one was. All right, here we go. When the football player runs with the football, also when a football player tries to tackle the quarterback while in the pocket.
The what?
When the football player runs with the football.
Okay.
Also when a football player tries to tackle the quarterback while in the pocket.
I'm gonna say rush.
All right, I can feel rush. I'll do rush. It is a rush.
See, I think that one was our hardest.
Yeah, that one I really honestly could not tell you.
A penalty where a football player grabs an opponent. That's easy.
That's holding, right?
Yeah, that's holding.
Okay, I almost thought you were gonna say no, and I was like, wait, now I feel like an
Just
idiot.
shut you down right there.
All right, last one.
Last one.
Up to you.
When a football player drops the ball is available for any other player to gain possession for his team.
There we go.
What is it?
Fumble. Or no, we already said. Did we say fumble?
I'm not gonna tell you. What is it?
Wait, I don't remember which one we hadn't.
It's fumble.
Okay, it is fumble. Okay, I had a panic attack. Well, there you guys go. There's 10 terms to help you next time that you watch football when the season starts again, because the Super Bowl has now ended, so football is not going to be back for a while. But now you know some terms now.
Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aaron and Delaney. We're not actually at a desk, though, dude. That's the problem. We're not at a desk. Okay, despite what our producer Bennett would believe, I actually did know all of those. What about you? Did you know them?
Some. Only some.
Some of them?
I was a cheerleader for, well, let's just go with back in the day, a few many years type of deal.
Back in the day?
Yeah, so I had to know like a good bit, so we didn't look like complete
in case
idiots.
the football team like went out, you had to like run in. Did you ever get put in the game?
Yeah.
Did they ever need to substitute
Yeah,
you for someone?
they did. You
went in
know,
as a running back
I
or
scored
something?
like quite a few touchdowns. You know, like what?
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't even know. I'm so intimidated. I gotta leave. Okay, coming up after the break, Trending Now's own Leah Fleischel. She's going to be back behind our social media desk that isn't even real. We don't even have a desk anymore. And she's going to tell us what hashtags and topics were popular during this record-breaking Super Bowl. You're going to want to be in this general area for that. So stay around here.
These boys are my heroes. They come every week to spend time with my children.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
They can teach them something no one else can.
Wisconsin.
They're role models to the children, and homework comes way before sports. Their grades have improved, and their lives are just a bit richer.
Okay.
What they do for my kids is truly wonderful.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
I call them my lifeline.
People don't realize how quickly you can end up on the street. One thing happens in your life, medical bills you can't pay, you lose your job, and that's it.
At Robert Morris University, every student is expected to reach out to others.
We went to DC to work with the homeless. They sell a newspaper called Street Sense. Thought I'd help.
But if you want to give more, you can.
This person came up to me and said, get a job. And for 2 hours, I felt what it was like to be homeless.
Good morning. $1 help.
Some of the other students said, how can we change this? And I said, sometimes you can't change the world, but you may be able to change one person's world. My dream? Open a psych clinic for people on the street.
Change someone's life. It changes yours forever. Robert Morris University.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the final segment of Trending Now, where I show all of you what's trending in the social media world. So we're going to go to TweetDeck here to kind of look at social media. And since Eddie and Hannah stole my thunder earlier in the show, talking about the halftime show, what we're going to do here is I'm just going to have to talk about how people reacted to commercials. Oh yeah, and the actual football game too. No doubt this is one of the most talked about events every year, but this year's numbers shattered what was recorded in 2014. Over 28.4 million tweets were sent during the broadcast alone, beating last year's 24.9 million posts by 3.5 million. On Facebook, 15 more million people talked about the big game than last year, which made for 65 million people and 265 million posts, likes, or comments. The three most talked about moments were when the Patriots officially won, when Malcolm Butler intercepted the pass in the fourth quarter, and of course when Katy Perry finished her halftime show. Tom Brady was the most discussed Patriots player with 541,000 mentions, while Marshawn Lynch got the most attention from the Seahawks. Facebook said the states of New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Maine, and Massachusetts posted the most, with Washington State coming in fifth. Now on to the commercials. Procter & Gamble's ad with the accompanying hashtag Like a Girl, which is also my personal favorite, and you can see like the tweets here, got over 400,000 mentions and took the top spot, and also drew the most positive feelings from users. Not that it had a ton of competition, as some of the commercials were downright sad. The runners-up were avocados from Mexico, Dove Men Care, Esurance, and Clash of Clans. Anheuser-Busch only came in at number 10, but that could be due to how early it was released. I'm just guessing there. Personally, I'm a little disappointed in my second favorite commercial from TurboTax about the Tea Party. Didn't crack the top 10, but that's just me. That seemed like a hashtag came with every commercial. Only 50% actually contained them, which was lower than the record breaker last year, 57%. Now I'm going to invite Eddie and Hannah back up, and it's still not the most tweeted about event in history, even though it's a lot. So what can it do in the future?
It's close, but we're running out of time.
We are.
So we may never actually get an answer to that.
We
so
will never
see you
know.
guys next week for something exciting.